Hey there, y'all. This is Jack. Today we're discussing Demon Slayer, Water Hashira, Giyu's Pain, and actually a really good episode. One thing I just didn't like, it's just a nitpick, and another thing I felt could have been done a bit better, but we'll get to it when we get to it. Yeah, Demon Slayer. I'm hype. It's a shame there's only 8 episodes, and we got two, so we're already 1/4 of the way there. Do my math correctly. Math not my great subject at all whatsoever, but I'm hyped. And also we got a shout out to my boy Rengoku. If he was alive, am I right? All right, let's dive right into the review, shall we? Okay, so we get from the last episode where the master's bird comes and talks to Tamayo. Tamayo, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing her name, the demon doctor lady, and essentially just telling her everything. Like, yeah, we need your help. We need your help with Oh, also, I'm only watching the anime. I have the entire manga. Like, I have the whole series. I have the whole box set. But those no spoilers, please, please, no spoilers. I'd appreciate it. I do have some spoilers that happened to me. Like, I learned ahead of time that Giyu doesn't consider himself a Hashira. Like, that I know. But like some other things, I actually know some future character deaths. Which is unfortunate. I know some of that, but hey, what can you do, right? But yeah, no spoilers, please. Like, please, no spoilers. I'd appreciate it. All right, let's dive into the review again. So yeah, the Master's bird comes to her and he's like, "Yeah, we need your will you team up with us and come to the Demon Slayer headquarters essentially?" And she's actually pretty nervous about this, which is pretty obvious. Yeah, like why would she, right? Because she's going into the den where the people that hunt her kind to extinction, right? But obviously, she's a good demon. She doesn't really eat people, right? Just enough to sustain herself, but she doesn't kill people. And we learned a lot of that through her. As she, when people are in her care, they're about to die. She'll give them the option if they want to become a demon to live. But most of the time, they just all die except the one, her sole assistant. And the bird says, yeah, we need your help to defeat Michael Jackson because we have a demon slayer Hashira that's working that's actually pretty knowledgeable in demons, and with you two together, you guys actually make some pretty good stride here. And yeah, the crow's like, all right, I hope we get hear some good information from you, and he takes off. And she's pretty nervous about it as her assistant comes in worried about what's going on. She says, he's like, we got to get going. Someone infiltrated. And she said, yeah, but the Demon Slayer's bird arrived to tell me, to team up with them. And honestly, they're gonna do it. They're obviously gonna do it. And she does say this is probably the last time we're gonna move. Um, I don't think she dies, but if she dies, don't let me know. All right, I don't think so. She doesn't seem like a fighter. She'll probably help them to come up with something to hurt the demons. I don't know what. Because no, wait, she's trying to help find a cure, right? Sorry, no speculation. All right, no speculation. I was about to go into deep thought, go on a tangent, but I'm gonna stop myself. All right, that'd be way too long. Um, but yeah, and then we cut all the way back to Tanjiro reading a letter from the master. And yeah, the master's saying, that I'm completely bedridden. Well, he's not saying this. I mean, he's written. He can't even really speak, and he's like, "Yeah, can you talk to Giyu to try to get him to get himself together and go help the other demon slayers?" Essentially, not that brash, but he wants Tanjiro to help him out. And why Tanjiro? The actually a good reason I could think of that they didn't say they don't need to, but ensues because they're both Water and Hashira, they both had the same master, so there's obviously going to be somewhat of a connection there with them too. So hopefully Tanjiro, if anyone could do it, Tanjiro could do it. And since Rengoku, my boy, is dead, he can't do it because poor man. And yeah, so we had some good moments here where Ginny's just by himself because he has no friends. And Tanjiro just going up to his house, he was just calling for him, and Goku's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore him." And Tanjiro's like, "Okay, I'm coming in." And he's like, "Wait, coming?" No, I must have misheard. Tanjiro just comes in, and it's just we get again some very funny stuff going on between them, two shenanigans, and Tanjiro's just trying to figure out like what's going on here. And Giyu says, yeah, we need a water Hashira, and I wanted you to be that." And Tanjiro's like, well, I understand, but usually when you train you actually do find that another style might suit you better, which obviously Tanjiro's with fire style, right? Well, I guess technically sun style. That one's the suits him better than water would. And Giyu is like, well, we need someone in the we need a representative for the water Hashira because we need someone to be able to think like the water Hashira to to be able to move on. And when I heard that, I was thinking, wait a minute, you guys need a flame Hashira. You guys need a flame Hashira. What in the world? That was my first thought. and then um and then Tanjiro just remembers the master's words, saying that if you could please get to him. And Tanjiro's like, all right. And Tanjiro, because of stuff where Tanjiro just continue following Giyu. He'll follow Giyu to the door. Tanjiro's like, all right, I'm gonna leave some of the food here that he got from Ayo, um, from the butterfly mansion. That he's gonna leave some there for him. We get a scene where Giyu is about to walk back into his room where Tanjiro first interrupted him. And Tanjiro's sleeping by the door, and he sees that Giyu has the bag, empty bag. And Tanjiro's like, you ate the food. Not gonna lie, I found that, like, that's funny. And we get some more stuff of them, too, just, well, when I say talking, it's Tanjiro just doing all the talking, following him around, just, trying to, just to get to know him better, and just bring up a conversation for these two. Till eventually they start walking down a bridge, and Giyu brings up that the reason he's assumes so as a Hashira, and then he goes into a story on him and Sabito. Thank you, Naruto, for letting me remember that name. That's the only reason I know that name, because I heard that name in Naruto. Sabito, that Giyu and Sabito were friends. I believe they're the same age. Forgive me if I misremembered. They're the same age, and they both took the examination together to become demon slayers at the same time. And again, Tanjiro knows this guy because this guy obviously trained him when he was a ghost, and he trained Tanjiro to cut the stone in half. And so Tanjiro knows what he's talking about, but Tanjiro never brings this up with Giyu, which is honestly probably for the best, to be honest. And Giyu brings up, that he was a very, very good fighter. He practically killed just about almost all the demons on that mountain, and Giyu got no kills whatsoever. He got none. He got damaged by the first demon he came across, and Sabito had to come and save him. And then that demon, well, then when he knows that kills Sabito, we see in the distance killing another demon slayer, and Sabito heads his way to go kill that demon. Obviously, we know he didn't do it. And so Giyu passes out from his wounds. He wakes up a few days later, and he realizes that all the survivors passed, but his friend Sabito did not. He died, and Giyu just feels very, very guilty about that. Even Tanjiro picks up that Giyu feels like he's the one that should have died instead of Sabito, because Sabito would have been the superior fighter. He would have been far, far more superior if he was alive than Giyu. And Giyu, even though Giyu is pretty dang powerful, like, he's very, very good. He's I guess you would say he's his own worst enemy here. He just feels that he's just not worthy to be on the level of his friend, because his friend did so well, and he was so helpless that he couldn't do anything. And so when it came down, when he became a demon slayer, and he's actually, I think we can all agree he's Hashira for sure. Like, he definitely is. I mean, the title of the episode is Water Hashira Giyu. So I feel like we all know, yeah, he's Hashira level. He just doesn't feel like he deserves the title of Hashira. And we get it here. And I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty dang good. I like the explanation. And then Tanjiro does bring up that he kind of gets it. That he feels he does get it, where he says, well, he doesn't say out loud, he just thinks some stuff that he gets where Giyu's coming from, that he feels that same way with Rengoku, that Rengoku should have lived and that he should have died. But again, not same circumstances, not similar, but close enough to get the point that Rengoku gave everything he can to save him at the fight off number 3, basketball head. And then Tanjiro does bring up, that, well, are you really gonna give up on everything that they entrusted to you? And Giyu just stops and remembers way back in a time where I don't know where this takes place in. I don't know if this is because Giyu gets hit by Sabito, and Sabito says, "What do you like?" He talks to him saying like, "Don't you ever say you wish you'd rather die instead of me? Don't you ever say that your sister died saving you to make sure you lived, and don't you die throwing all that away. And we get that, which is it's interesting. I gotta say, because no, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Giyu remembers this as a child as Sabito hits him, and I'm just confused. Like, when does this take place? Like, probably before their training, or sorry, before their examination in the mountains. But I was thinking about what I'm probably just overthinking it, to be honest, because it's like because the only time we ever see Gyu almost really die is from the demon in the final selection, and so obviously Sabito died there, right? But they're here talking about how death that it should have been him instead of Sabito. But Gyu does say, yeah, I forgot all about this memory here. I don't know why, but it's been buried. Then he remembers, well, no, the reason why it's buried. And this is the part I was like, I'm not too sure about, but they do give an explanation, which is appreciated, where Gyu says he suppressed that memories because anything that every time he remembers Sabito, his sister, he feels sad, like he gets super super depressed, and he just doesn't want to remember that depression at all. So that's why he didn't remember that moments, which I get. And he was a kid and he was traumatized, but this does get Giyu to like turn around like that and be like, all right, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help out. I'm gonna help train. Which again I like, but I just feel it was just a bit too fast, but the explanation I do like that. That's why it's because his friend back in the day reminded him to do all this for not just for himself but for him and for his sister to don't let those memories die. Let them live through you to continue on. Don't let their sacrifice be for nothing. And I do like that. That's pretty good. And again, I do like the explanation, but I do feel like you just turned a bit too fast, which is I guess for some people that won't be a problem. Some it would be. For me, it was, but I'm not gonna take a point away for this episode at all because just because again, it makes sense. It was just a bit too fast, but besides that, it was pretty good. And then here's the one thing that's subjective for me. Um, when we get all that, then we cut to Tanjiro, and it cuts to like a hard comedic moment where Tanjiro is trying to figure out what to do, or we can have an eating contest. Again, I'm not gonna take a point away from this episode. It was just the timing just wasn't right for me personally. But again, I'm not gonna take a point away because it's just personal preference. Like the comedic moments of the rest of this episode was freaking spot on. But for here, I was like, I'm not too sure, but that was a bit too fast. But it is what it is. And then Tanjiro, like when Rengoku, sorry, got him on the mind. Right when Giyu is about to say, "All right, I'm gonna help you train," Tanjiro's like, "All right, let's go have an eating contest." And then they go, and then Giyu actually says, "I'm gonna help you guys train. We're gonna go together and start training in the fight." Uh, and then they say, "All right, let's go eat. Let's go eat something. Let's eat something else, but no race." And Tanjiro's like, "All right, sounds good to me." So that's pretty cool. That we're gonna get probably more positive Giyu. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. And then we cut to Shinobu going to her room. She's kind of frustrated. I'm assuming it's because is either of two things, and I don't think it's training students. I really don't think so, because she does say she's not participating. I'm assuming it's probably like experiments, and she's just very, very miffed at it. She really is frustrated. She says, mature people don't get angry. Only immature people get angry. You see veins pop up on her, which is pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. And then her I guess her second would be Kanao comes in and she's like hey there, I'm gonna go training with the Wind Hashira, and I'm gonna be training with the Stone Hashira soon after. And Shinobu's like that's good to hear, but you know what, I'm not gonna be helping train. I got something else to do. And Kanao does kind of take this a little bad. She's like but and then she speaks and says, I kind of want to be on train under you too, most of all actually. Which Shinobu is actually kind of flustered to hear that. She's happy to hear that. She's like, it's good to see that you're actually speaking more of your mind. You just take in the words and just go do what you're told. That's good to see. Then she says, you know what? But I got something else to do, and I want to tell you. I'm going to tell you about how my sister died and how we could possibly kill him. End of episode. And of course, it went by too fast for me. I was like, come on. But what can you do, right? This episode, again, very, very good. Yeah, I want to give this episode a 9 out of 10. I really thought it was really good. Not masterclass, just some things here and there that just prevent it from being perfect. But overall, 9 out of 10. I really liked it. I liked what we got with Giyu. I liked what we got with the doctor, just figuring out that, yeah, the demon slayers are being very, very proactive, not just with their own whole squads, but actually, there's a Doctor Demon out there that's been, been learning how to defeat Michael Jackson. Let's get her in on this. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, again, pretty cool. Story's pretty dang good. This episode, and yeah, I am very curious to see what's gonna happen in the next episode. So yeah, if you comment, please, no spoilers. Anyway, you guys take care and have a good one. Later.